News begins with breaking news.
Breaking news from the Department of Health. Louisiana reported more than 5,000 new COVID cases in the last 24 hours alone. For comparison, just 1,500 cases were reported yesterday. That is a huge jump considering about the same number of tests were given. More than 60 new hospitalizations were reported. Good afternoon, I'm Jade Cunningham. Thanks for joining us for the Eyewitness News at noon. Now, a major announcement could be made today by New Orleans city leaders. It's possible some COVID restrictions could go back into place. Yesterday, the city said it was possible masks could soon be required in public spaces again. It comes as cases surge across the state because of the Delta variant and low vaccination rates. Asha Staples has been following this story. She has a preview of today's announcement.
Both state hospitalization and positivity rates are more than doubled recently, and it has a lot of city leaders as well as health professionals concerned. So they're going to be talking about ways to get a handle on those numbers again later on this afternoon. And you may remember that the city of New Orleans had some of the most restrictive measures in the state in place during the initial COVID outbreak and was one of the last places in Louisiana to ease restrictions. The Delta variant comes just as the city's businesses, bars, and restaurants have reopened. New Orleans has a good vaccination level among adults, with 69% of adults having at least one shot and 63% being fully vaccinated. As a destination city, it is important that the city gets closer to 100% vaccination because we can't guarantee the vaccination status of visitors coming here.
But this rapid spread of the Delta variant is a cause for tremendous concern. It potentially puts not only the progress that we have made at risk, but all the exciting things that we're looking forward to this fall. Those things are potentially threatened by this spread, which is why it's absolutely critical that we do everything we can to get it under control.
Again, that meeting set for 4 o'clock this afternoon. Of course, Eyewitness News will be there, so we'll let you know what happens. Reporting from City Hall, Asha Staples, Eyewitness News.